The Florida Panthers are dominating the Stanley Cup final. They are just 2 wins away from clinching their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. So last night, the Panthers won their second game against the Edmonton Oilers. Their next game is on Thursday in Edmonton. So for more on all highlights on the finals, I want to bring in David Neal. He is a staff writer for the Miami Herald. Are you going to be going up to Edmonton?
I will not be going up to Edmonton. I'm part of I covered the team for a long time. Did my number of Edmonton trips.
I bet.
There's another beat writer on it now.
Yeah, I bet you probably want to be in Florida because I don't know what Edmonton is like right now, but usually it stays cold for a lot longer.
No, it's actually probably more pleasant than Florida is right now. Nobody actually goes outside from June to September in South Florida.
Right. All right. So let's get into it. No one wants to hear about the weather. Give me the highlights from last night's game.
Well, the Panthers played overall a better game, a more consistent game very much like the third period of game one, where they kind of took control of the series. They got their forecheck going. It was a better defensive effort overall from start to finish by Florida. They fell behind 1-0. Edmonton scored a 4-on-4 goal, of course, open ice, a very fast team. The Panthers responded, tied up the game, and then 2 goals by Evan Rodriguez in the third period. As the Panthers tend to own third periods, they've been tremendous in the playoffs in the third period. Edmonton not as good in the third period; they're more a first and second period team. And the Panthers, threw in an empty netter to win by 3 again. However, the big news was the injury to Panthers Selke Trophy winner, 2-time Selke Trophy winner Alexander Barkov, who's also, of course, the Panthers captain, after a hit by Edmonton star Leon Draisaitl that had several Panthers steamed. So steamed they actually wouldn't really comment on it after the game.
So listen, I can't remember exactly what the stats are like, but I know that overwhelmingly teams that win the first 2 games are more likely to win the whole series. They got a lock on the series, but clearly there are exceptions to that. So you talked a little bit about the Oilers kind of petering out later on in the game. What could the Oilers do to turn things around to be the exception to the rule? And what are the Panthers doing right?
Well, what the Panthers have done right the last few periods is they've just played a smart defensive game. They're a very good defensive team. They get the forecheck going. Hockey is definitely a sport where the best defense is a great offense. They forecheck well. They keep the puck in the Edmonton end. It's pretty hard to score 150 feet from the other guy's net, and they don't allow Edmonton much open ice. Now, what can change about this is Edmonton's going home. Home ice means something. In hockey, you get the last change, so you get better matchups. You put your stick down second on faceoffs. You're more likely to bet better on faceoffs, more likely to have more puck possession. So this series really, it's kind of expected. Okay, the Panthers took the first 2 games. Yes, Edmonton definitely needs to win the third game, but they're a dangerous team, and they got swift, dangerous players. Connor McDavid is a generational player. Leon Draisaitl's just slightly a step behind McDavid. They've got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. They've got a tremendous team, and it's not beyond the belief that they can open it up. They hit 3 posts last night in key situations, so those 3 shots go in. It's a different game. So this series is far from over, far from decided, and especially if Barkov cannot play. He's the Panthers' best player.
All right. Hopefully it's a nail biter. We'll see. David Neal, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.